Hell Ranger 1 versus 5, and this is going to be Velocity Gaming winning TEC Challengers Series.
The clock is ticking down. Velocity can feel it. Velocity have done it. 3-2. They take the grand finals and are your undisputed champions.
Keep them cornered.
Yo, we'll spot one out. Not going to get the kill just yet. He's spraying with.
Get out of my city.
The pistol up, but Inferno changes up the position.
Let's crack them open.
Momentum shift, Reckoning Esports, they are driving with it.
Wait until I blind them to strike.
Oh guard from that angle. F1 might have a parallel.
Tear them down.
Razor finds the kill, and that's going to be a double kill. Gonna go for this push. It could be all over for Atmosphere. If Bones clutches this, it's going to be one for the books. And there it is, Bones taken down by IQ. Reckoning Esports, they make their way over to the quarterfinals in the upper bracket. Hey guys, and welcome back to the LG Ultragear TEC Challengers Series 3. Powered by Ideapad Gaming and AMD, we have ACT as our fiber partner and AFK Gaming as our media partner. It is the last day of the quarterfinals in the lower bracket, and this will be the last match that we are going to stream, and it will be between Global Esports and Reckoning Esports. My name is Apollonia, I'll be your host and caster today, and joining me is CA, caster and analyst. How are you feeling about the matchup?
I am so excited. Global Esports on one hand, not a team you would expect in the lower bracket, so you know they're going to be coming at this game with a vengeance. Reckoning Esports, though, they're a team that we've been keeping our eye on, knowing that over this tournament they're only going to get better and better. It's just a question of can they get good enough to beat who can be our tournament favorite.
Indeed, let's head over into the map screen and have a look at which maps will be up for both the teams. Now, Haven will be off map number 1, Ascent map number 2, and Bind for map number 3. So going into map 1, Haven, it was picked by Reckoning Esports. And you know, we've seen the power of GE on Haven, but we got to keep in mind, you know, hey, new roster. This is kind of like a new kind of GE that we're seeing. How do you think this matchup is going to be? Have we seen Reckoning Esports on Haven as well?
It's a really spicy matchup because not just is Reckoning picked the map, but Reckoning wasn't the team winning the toss, right? So that means that GE actually chose to go into the first match of the best of 3, willing to choose the side and letting Reckoning do the picking of map. I think that adds psychological edge to it, where is that like a mistake or is that actually a next level 5-head play by GE, where they're like, we'll take you on any map you send to us, we just want to make sure we're on the favored side. And on Haven, as we know, it is the attacker side. GE starting on the attacker side, I think they need to do well right here, right now, or it adds like this sort of just mental edge to Reckoning for the entire series.
Indeed. You know, I'm going to keep you for your word saying that, you know, it could be GE pulling off a next level 5-hit strategy, because it is interesting to pick attack first, but that's going to be Razor. This time on the Omen, not the Raze, where, you know, he had some insane jiggle shots, and look, Razor's doing it once again, and he does find the first frag onto Rossi. So, you know, Reckoning Esports off to a pretty decent start, but, you know, if anything, leave it up to GE to try and kind of, you know, turn the tides of this game. Now, it's going to be Rio just tossing out that recon bolt, looking for some information, but Skills is quick to take that out. 50 seconds on the clock. GE still playing with time. Teflon Mike and Blackhawk 1-for-1 trade there. And Global Esports, they are looking for a heavy entrance onto the C side. And this is a little bit different. No rotations coming in. They have their sight set and they are going for it. The spike will be planted by Blackhawk.
Spike
And it's
planted.
a 4v3 situation while the defenders looking for this retake. Skills just gonna back away into C long and watch the back. And the spike has been planted for a C long position. So GE, they know exactly what they're doing. We see the dark cover come out, just cut that vision. This is gonna be a little bit of a tough one here, CA.
Yeah, just 3v4, all of them in long though. That means like easy retake for Reckoning. It's all about these gun duels coming up now though. BRZ finding one kill for himself and the defuse going through. They need to stop the defuse. The defuse will go through. Skills finds one kill, but this is the issue. Even though Skills finds 3 and does brilliantly in this round, this is the issue with all 3 of your remaining members all funneling towards C long. The meaning that all Reckoning really needed to get that diffuse through was smokes, and they have a ton of smokes in the Jet and the Omen. Reckoning winning the first round despite GE penetrating the site and getting the post-plant positions through. This means Reckoning in for a really good second round and so on. What's really interesting to me though, Apo, is Teflon Mike. We generally see him on the Omen, as you mentioned earlier, Razor switching up to the Omen. You know what team reminds me of when the Smoke Agent switches to the Phoenix on Haven? That team generally known to be Global Esports. And you see Reckoning sort of imitating that team and looking to learn from the best, perhaps trying to take down GE in this first map in itself.
G might just catch Reckoning off guard with this force spike here. We see Rossi, he has the Spectre in hand, but there's going to be Ion just camping right around the corner from the entrance of A short, and it seems like a little bit of anticipation coming in from Reckoning Esports does do them justice as they have 3 defenders stacked up on A side. So it's kind of like, you know, they're reading into these movements, but Ion firing away, not going to pick up the kill on Kappa, who is on the Phoenix. He still will be retaining that duelist position. 1-for-1 trade there. And that brings us to a 3v4 highly in favor of Global Esports as they find 2 more kills. And last man standing, that is going to be Razor.
Planted.
Global Esports, with the force buy, it really worked out well for them. Razor picks up Hellranger, but pretty much a wrap. That is going to be the first round for Global Esports.
First 2 rounds speak entirely to exactly how the series is going to be. Back and forth with each team surprising one another. Reckoning in the first round with the diffuse, and now GE with a classic like a force buy for themselves. We've known them to pull out these sort of unexpected buys or even thrifty rounds with eco buys so many times. This is signature GE, and they do it brilliantly by all 5 pushing into A site. At this point, even if Reckoning is expecting that push, they're expecting a push by people with pistols, not submachine guns. And when they get caught off guard by that, GE come on top in terms of gun duels, now pushing Reckoning to an eco for themselves.
Indeed, and now we see Teflon Mike shot down to really low health, and he's just gonna back away, get some refuge here in Garage. And Global Esports managing to take down the first member. This is gonna be really huge for them as Rossi comes in, picks up the kill on Teflon Mike. There's gonna be BRZ just camping here with the shorty. A little bit of an eco here for Reckoning Esports, which is the way to go. Global Esports, they have retained their guns from the previous round. And the spike is still in a safe spot. Not exactly brought onto the C site yet, but we can see Rossi going for the retrieval of their objective. But last 2 members of Reckoning Esports, they're gonna just relax here and probably wait for this audio
Spike
cue.
planted.
There it is, the spike has been planted, and I think we can expect to see Reckoning Esports make a move.
Reckoning Esports should be making a move, but with these 2 members just standing there, I'm really curious what exactly their plan is, given that there's not really much for them to save. All they've really invested in is 100-200 credits. They really should be looking to spread across the map, and even if not go for the site in itself, spread themselves across into corners where they can find picks from roaming GE members. The fact that Reckoning not doing either, this may be a way to try to get GE to be the aggressor and push into A, because you can see GE doing just that now. You see Hellranger on the top, you see Blackhawk down from B, and Skills down from C, the B mid area now pushing in. They really need to try to find a couple kills for themselves here. Instead, they're just gonna hide and let it through. Really interesting end to that round by Reckoning. Not much to save, but they choose to save.
Yeah, I think they're kind of denying GE from that little bit of credit you can get from, you know, securing a kill. So, hey, I mean, it was already an eco round for Reckoning Esports, so, you know, why not we just deny Global Esports of 2 potential kills? You know, the extra bit of money might make a bit of a difference, but you know, I'm not exactly mad at it. But Global Esports with the 2 rounds for themselves here on attack, if anything, GE has had a really good track record for playing on Haven, and even with their new members, I don't think it's too hard to pass on that kind of knowledge and the playstyle that effectively worked for them. That's going to be Ion and Hellranger finding a kill, 1-for-1 trade, and Razor just going to back away. Seems like Razor will be having a lot of seaside duty. Stationing the Omen there, I do think is a pretty smart choice, considering that the dark covers will prove useful to stop any, you know, long-range duels across C-Long. Now this is going to be BRZ getting a little bit more aggressive. He's going to push up, perhaps, you know, take GE by surprise. And Blackhawk might just be a victim here, and he does fall from a headshot by BRZ. Global Esports, they've got to be a little bit more careful, because Reckoning Esports, if anything, they do have these instances where they just pull something pretty unpredictable, like BRZ just randomly pushing out for no reason. And the previous round, he was kind of just standing still, you know, just keeping it safe. So Global Esports, they got to look to turn this back if they want to maintain their lead.
Yeah, Global Esports, especially with the man disadvantage, they need this buy down for themselves.
30 seconds
Haven
left.
generally considered an attack-decided map, and as I said earlier in the match screen, this could end up being either a 5-head play or just completely backfire and give Reckoning a huge advantage. Global Esports, they need to make sure they have the advantage, and they're starting to do that with the spike plant now. We saw this in round 1-2. They got the spike plant, and all of them pushed to C-Long. Now, this time, they learned from that mistake. Instead, they leave SK Rossi inside, whereas you can see the SK Rossi and Hellranger on side where the other 2 waiting are. Now the Paranoia goes out to set SK Rossi up. SK Rossi dashing in synergy with the Paranoia, gets a couple kills for himself. Razor will take SK Rossi down though, coming in from Garage. Hellranger will get the return kill for his teammate, and now it's 2 versus 1 for Global Esports. Kills coming in from Garage, finds that final kill, takes down Hellranger. Beautiful to see that GE already learning from mistakes made only in round 1, and the fact that not all of them funneled to C-Long, using that Paranoia brilliantly to secure that round for them.
Indeed, you know, Global Esports, it was a 3v4 situation, but Rossi there picking up that double kill was really crucial in this potential comeback, and Hellranger managing to just catch Razor off guard. That is GE, you know, when it comes to, which was kind of surprising, because in the first round, their post-plant setup was, you know, a little bit of a mishap. But here is what you can see, where GE, after planting, they had all angles covered. That is the true essence of the juggernauts that we know them to be. And that's going to be Razor firing away with the Sheriff, but Hellranger is going to be the Omen that is victorious coming out on top of that fight. Rio here with the Sheriff. And it looks like Reckoning Esports, Eco, and Skills will find the second kill of this round.
Reckoning Esports on the Eco, looking to just push in aggressively and try to find as many picks as possible. They want to move on to the buy down real quick. They've only found 1 so far, with Skills taking down BRZ in return then, and meaning that the spike ready to move on to whichever side they place now. Skills just holding down this angle, 3rd kill for him onto Rio, and it'll just be Ion with that shorty. Not much of a dream, Ion. Maybe he's gonna go for the save of pretty much nothing once again, as they did previously, but this round not as relevant to Reckoning. The next round is where it really starts to matter. The one thing I really like about how GE seem to be executing their push now is they're switching it up between constantly like looking to take mid control near B site, as compared to like waiting in the sites and getting picks.
30
like in the
seconds
start
left.
of this round, Hellranger and both Skills able to get that initial pick by doing so. Now Ion looking to pick up this gun, just making sure there's no one around him. We'll get a Vandal for himself, so he actually has something to save now. He might just go for that.
I think some interesting trivia here in this Challenger series. If I do recall, BRZ was a sub for Global Esports back in the Challenger Series 1. So it's, you know, pretty interesting to see that BRZ is now facing the team that he was once playing with, but as in playing now with Reckoning Esports. So that's kind of cool. Little bit of nerves here from Reckoning Esports we can definitely see, but Global Esports, they are looking to secure this 4th round.
Yeah. And You can see Ayan this time with the Randall actually looking to save. And yeah, as you mentioned, that piece of trivia really interesting because it adds this extra layer of just mind games between the teams, given the fact that BRZ understands how his former teammates like Hellranger and Kappa work, and similarly, Hellranger and Kappa recognize how a skilled Cypher player like BRZ usually ends up with his trapwire placement. Those tiny things that matter in rounds can lead to like just really nuanced gameplay from either side and result in this amazing outskill play that will end up in a montage.
Now we're going to move on into the next round. Global Esports with 3 rounds in the lead. And let's just pull up the scoreboard and have a look at how everybody is doing. Now BRZ there manages to get 4 kills, but we can see that it is lacking on the side of Reckoning Esports. But Skills definitely stepping up. I mean, you know, he's on the Cypher, he's on attack. It doesn't matter because Skills has one of, you know, the best raw aims that we have seen in this competition. Skills making his debut with Global Esports in Series 2 and still being with them here in Series 3. He is a very important asset for the team. And the fact that Skills, you know, previously on a duelist, now he can switch it up onto this Sentinel role here, playing the Cypher, just kind of shows you the caliber of a player that he is.
Exactly, right? In Series 2, he was impressive as he was, just playing the duelist and just surprising all of us, given the fact that he was a new player and so confident. Now just doubles his confidence by switching roles. He's like, I will take whatever role the team needs me to take. I will show that I have this extra layer of versatility and reliability that makes me such a valuable asset, not just in game, but to the organization and the team as a whole. Skills definitely proving his worth time and time again. And now at 4-1, Skills as the top fragger will look to continue that, as Reckoning on their buy round will look to fight back. Now, running back is popped from the side of Kappa, I believe, looking to push in Garage and C. Kappa will get blinded by his own teammate, but will push in nevertheless, get a bunch of information regarding positioning in C sites, and allow his own team to funnel into C. But the counter running back will come in from the side of Reckoning Esports. Teflon Mike looking for kills himself, gets taken down. And Razor with the ultimate now on the flank, right just by Hellranger and the spike. Hellranger takes him down instead, makes it 5v4 for Global.
Hellranger just being that threat to Teflon Mike, taking him down round after round, but that's going to be BRZ and Blackhawk trading kills. And Reckoning Esports in a little bit of a pickle. The spike will now be planted. Global Esports taking this one step at a time. They got onto site, but they were more focused on, you know, maintaining that overtaking of the seaside. And SK Rossi gonna find the kill onto BRZ. Global Esports now with the spike planted. Time is ticking. Reckoning Esports down to 2 men. This is going to take a little bit of a tough. Yeah, they are not gonna go for it. Reckoning Esports, they're gonna go for the save, deny those kills. I mean, if anything, this game is the safest that I have ever seen players really go at, you know?
The cautiousness in the players itself, it shows you the respect each team has for the other. They understand that even a small mistake, a small misstep could end up being the doom of them, because the other team very much capable of punishing. This time around, I completely understand the save, considering that Ayan went for the operator buy. It's not a gun you want to risk in a 2v4 situation whatsoever, and the fact that they're able to save it gives them the hope that they can fight back this round with the added money of their comrades being able to buy them guns this round. So going into this 7th round of this first half, I think it's time for Reckoning to start fighting back, because while generally Haven is considered an attacking side, you do not want to give a team like Global a massive lead, because they will just imagine the defensive half as an attacking half and come fighting at you and take you down. Now Ayan, with that saved operator making a difference already, takes down Hellranger. Ayan with another takes down SK Rossi. Ayan and Teflon Mike, the two duelists just making a stand in A-Long.
Ayan there with the operator came in heavy, but Blackhawk's gonna pick up Teflon Mike, 14 HP. And Reckoning Esports, they are gonna corner him as Ayan rains from above with that shotty. A total of 3 kills in that round, and it looks like Reckoning Esports, they kind of got it figured out. And you know, the investment into the op for Ayan was really useful this round. If those shots would have missed, I think, you know, he would have been dead, and it would have been a full-on takeover on the A side. But good bit of defense coming in from Reckoning Esports, but there's a lot more to do. As Global Esports, you know, they still have that 3-round lead. And if anything, they are really strong here in attacking, like you did mention. And the thing about, you know, this Haven map, I do feel that it's a little bit more attack favor solely because you can set the pace and you can force the defenders to kind of follow through with what you want, and you can get the upper hand from there.
Yeah, dictating the tempo and the pace with which the individual battles happen in Haven is basically like the essence of playing this map. You have to make sure you're fighting on your own terms. BRZ doing just that with the help of the Trapfire, takes down one. Kappa though will get that return kill onto BRZ with the help of the Shock Dart now. You see Global Esports all funneling onto A side. Teflon might getting a kill, but Blackhawk GE skills instantly return. Now skills will pop up, the Neural Theft will give him information of where all of Reckoning is, and where they are is nowhere near A side, so you see the spike going down.
Reckoning Esports down to 2 members. Iron, he's still going to go for this push. No more saving this time. He is going to fight for his team. Looking for a shot. This is going to be a little bit tricky, especially with the op here. He is going to spot Hellranger. No kill just yet. But the dark cover comes out. Hellranger just buying that time. Iron has to figure this out very slowly, and Hellranger picks up Rio. And that leaves him as the last man standing. Now I think it's a good time to just back away. Go for the safe on that heavy investment. But look at Skills. He's gonna chase him down. Who's gonna win? Iron picks up the kill onto Skills, but this is still a round going in favor for the attackers. Global Esports will find their 6th point.
Global Esports rightfully looking strong rightfully as they should be, given the fact that they picked to be on the attacking side. Global Esports look like they came in with a plan that they're executing time and time again. The real,
5-hit strategy, CA.
the 5-hit strategy indeed. But the real question is, can you make it really count? Like, can you make it so intense in the way that you get like a 9-3 or a 10-2 lead? Because 8-4, I think Reckoning, they'll be like, well played, we took a blow, but we recovered, and now we're gonna punish you for it.
Here.
And Global, they need to make sure that there is no room for punishment and just run away with it with the help of that sort of surprise factor, them being on the attacking side rather than picking the map. Now, you see them trying to do just that with a couple people lurking and 3 members pushing down long. They know how much Razor likes pushing down C long. Every time you see a dark cover followed by a push, and they were trying to punish that, but Razor doing really well to just back off and stay safe. Now, we'll get spotted out by the recon ball and needs to reposition again, and with just 1 shrouded step left, he needs to go now.
Oh, and Razor manages to make that teleport, but this is a huge attack coming in from Global Esports onto the C side. But Reckoning Esports, they are gonna mow them down on the spot. Blackhawk forced into a corner. He's gonna be able to get across. He has the spike in hand, and he was tagged there. And that is gonna be Skills picking up a kill on Iron. That was a beautiful shot. And now they're gonna make their way over to the A side. But Teflon might catches Blackhawk, and the spike has been dropped, and Skills, whatever will he do? As Reckoning Esports want vengeance, but Skills, he's gonna find a kill. So, in this round, 2 kills picked up by Skills. He's gonna go for...
I have retrieved the spike.
The spike here, he has it.
30
He
seconds
has it.
left.
He does drop that cage. But Skills, ooh, this is gonna be a tough one. Reckoning Esports, they figured out what exactly they had to do that round, and they stopped the push from GE. I think, you know, GE could have gone for a rotate after creating Ruckus. 10 seconds left on the clock, 70 HP for Skills. No abilities available, and Razor's just gonna pop out right behind the crates and pick up that kill. But Reckoning Esports, they find their 3rd round, and I really like the way they approached that. You know, just being patient. They knew what was coming. They were ready. Razor just playing around. You know, he was caught a little bit in a pickle, but he managed to come out, and the backup was really quick. And I think that was, you know, ultimately a mistake on GE's end, forcing that push, because at this level of competition, we are in the lower bracket of the quarterfinals. This is the last chance. A simple strategy as, you know, doing a setup and just pushing a site that you want to go to right off the bat from the round start, it's just not going to cut it.
Yeah, I think GE, especially the fact that they kept chasing Razor through it, using the paranoia, dark covers, multiple abilities and utilities thrown towards killing one person, really ended up costing them. Because if you think about it, Razor was this like slippery eel. He's like, I'm gonna go there, you're not gonna catch me, and in the end you're gonna realize I'm an electric eel and just get a massive shock and lose the entire round. So the fact that Reckoning able to make it 3 rounds, just 1 more round for them to push it back now. Now, the Run it back will get popped out, and Hellranger covering Kappa's back. So important because Kappa would have gone down there. Hellranger will take down Ion, and GE fighting back here. Kappa with another onto BRZ. The running back, counter run back was popped by Teflon Mike, but he did not get any information for himself. Rather, you see GE doing exactly as we wanted from them, flowing into C site after causing the noise in A.
Exactly, GE kind of figured that out, and Rossi will pick up a double kill, but this is just so well played by Global Esports. We just saw a great amount of teamwork there just to get the ball rolling. And Rio, last man standing, 30 HP, abilities on hand, but I don't think he should use it right now. He's gonna look for the save, but G's not gonna let him live, I don't think. Hellranger with a teleport. But yeah, so, you know, in this round, the way Hellranger had the back of Kappa and picked up that kill on Ion, that was a brilliant display of teamwork right there. Ion just completely didn't expect it. GE, after creating that ruckus, they picked up the kill on BRZ after Ion, and the full-on push was onto the C side. So, you know, that's ultimately what we want to see. As for Reckoning Esports, I think they've just got to have a little bit more patience. If Ion wasn't so hasty at that point, I think he could have lived, and Reckoning Esports would have fared a little bit better there on the side of defense. But hey, you know, we see the mistakes on either side of the teams, and we also see, you know, the good points. It's really up to both these teams to kind of find the consistency and keep their head in the game and stay on top of their opponents.
Consistency will definitely be the name of the game as it goes on, because you see the GE, they're capable of realizing and analyzing their mistakes in previous rounds and instantly making it up by coordinating between the team. That's the mark of a top tier team, and Reckoning, they need to be able to do just that, because GE, time and time again, they've shown that they understand their mistakes within the round itself. They don't need to delay the sort of analysis now. GE pushing in aggressively. Teflon Mike with this push down to the window will not find the kill onto Kappa. Instead, Kappa taking him down. The Hunter Spray not resulting in any kills as well. It'll mean that Kappa, with barely any HP for himself, is just able to heal him up with the hot hands or the firewall. Now GE with the man advantage looking to push into it.
A little bit of a choke there coming out from Teflon Mike, but hey, you know, it does happen. Back into the game, Global Esports, 5 members strong, and we do see that Kappa has healed up relatively. And GE going for the push onto the A side. Rio here, he will toss out that recon dart, but he's got to go for the rotate. And how will Reckoning Esports stop this in defense? Hellranger gonna be planting that spike. Blackhawk finds the kill onto BRZ. Spike has been planted. Iron up in heaven, but the dark cover is just going to buy a little bit more time for Global Esports. Now Razor with the teleport, I think that's just to play a little bit of mind games with GE here. But we do see Reckoning Esports actually backing away, and you know, they aren't gonna force for this retake. They're probably looking at it as, you know, hey, it's a 3v5 scenario. Let's just save our guns and have a good last round in the first half. But SK Rossi, he's gonna look for blood as he inches closer. The first victim is gonna be Rio, and Ion might just take, and oh no, the heads. But Razor finds the kill onto Rossi. He's gonna teleport, turns around, picks up this kill. That's gonna be a double for Razor, but the point is still for GE. And yes, he does live. No, he doesn't live. Razor actually died.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. But hey, GE 8 rounds on the board. Reckoning Esports with 3. We're moving into the last round before the swap.
I don't understand why you use the Omen ultimate to go into a heaven that you already control with your jet and then back away and run away. I definitely would have appreciated them just leaving and saving like they tried to do, but the Omen ultimate going base and then all of them dying because of SK Rossi's critical headshots means that they don't get anything from that round. Now 8-3 Global, they have the gun advantage going into this round, and it's a chance for them to make it 9-3, and that would be a deserving scoreline of the idea to go attacking first. Now GE, they're playing it very slow. They made a bit of noise down at A. They did a bit of damage to Razor, and they're gonna just back off now. Look to move towards SK Rossi, who's gained this ground in mid, pushed in towards Garage. Use that ground to then gain a bit more ground into Garage, or even funnel into B. GE playing this extremely cautiously and extremely clinically.
Indeed, you know, we do see GE huddling up mid, and this time they're going to go for the B side, a site that they haven't gone to the entirety of this first half. And there we see the well-placed start covers, Blackhawk firing away with the Hunter's Fury, and Hellranger will get that spike planted. Now Reckoning Esports, they are scrambling come for the retake, but they've got to play this very slowly and carefully. The B side swarmed with members of Global Esports, and we see a little bit of a dispersion, a 1-for-1 trade here. And there is the neural theft dropped from the side. That's BRZ, 2 kills for Reckoning Esports, but Global Esports, they're gonna answer. Teflon Mike burns Kappa to the ground. A little bit ironic there, but Blackhawk finds the pickoff onto Ayan. And that is BRZ sealing the deal for Reckoning Esports with a safe defuse. And the first half ends with a scoreline of 8-4.
Switching
highly
sides.
favorable on the side of Global Esports.
So the biggest issue with getting a plan down in B site is post plan positions, because the site in itself, B site, it doesn't have the space to hold down 5 members going for the post plan. So you ideally just want to funnel out of either A link or C link, look to find picks, and then take over a portion of that site by holding down B. That, when they funnel out SK Rossi and Hellranger, the fact that they get caught out by BRZ, and then BRZ is able to pull out his neural theft and get all the information about Reckoning's positioning, means that Reckoning has suddenly a tiny site to take control of and the entire map to use with all the information of where Global Esports is.
Indeed, you know, the defending the spike on the B side is a little bit tricky. You know, there's just so many entrances in, and it's pretty easy for the defenders to make that rotate. But here we have the pistol round in the second half, and Reckoning Esports can look for a comeback, or Global Esports might just maintain this dominance here. Teflon Mike, and this is going to be Kappa on this Phoenix, just having a little bit of A-shot duty with the Frenzy. And, you know, the Frenzy has been really popular lately, and I love to see it only because the Ghost is usually that go-to pistol or the Sheriff. But hey, you know, if you can't control the spray on the Frenzy, it's pretty evil. We've seen multi-kills with this little pistol here. And Kappa just going to take a little bit more of an aggressive stance. He might just push up. But the rest of Reckoning Esports, they are going to go for the C side. SK Rossi here. Trigger control. SK Rossi finds 2, and Teflon Mike turns around just in time, but he's lost 2 members. That was a really good play from SK Rossi. Teflon Mike, Hellranger both find a kill for themselves. And Reckoning Esports got in a bit of pickles, down to the last 2 members as Hellranger takes down 1. And that will be a triple for Hellranger with a great bit of defense here on the C side. But you gotta see this on replay again, Rossi.
With the hype trigger control, Razor literally walks past him. He's like, I will not shoot. Waits and waits and waits till the absolute last moment till he can let it go, and gets a couple kills and delays Reckoning for so long. Brilliantly done for his team. So regarding the Frenzy, like, another reason I really like the Frenzy, especially on duelists, is because most duelists like Phoenix, Reyna, Jet, even Race to a certain extent, their abilities end up costing like 100 or 200. You rarely see a duelist with an ability costing 300. And in a pistol round, when you start with the Frenzy as compared to a Ghost, it's a 400 as to 500 buy. You have this extra 100, which inherently means 300 to 400. You get extra abilities. But now Blackhawk with GE on the buy round, Reckoning on the eco round. Blackhawk getting that first kill for GE, enabling that A-long push from the GE members, getting a ton of information. Skills with another, and right now GE just swarming all over Reckoning.
Indeed, this is a huge investment for Global Esports. We just saw Hellranger there holding the Vandal with some light armor. He wasted no time. He wanted the big buy. But Reckoning Esports, they will be moving closer to the A side. And here is a spray from Kappa. He's going to pick up a double kill, and Iron finishes him off, and he's the last man standing. Global Esports, this round, it was definitely theirs to take, considering that, you know, Reckoning Esports went for that eco. Blackhawk wraps that up. But double digits for Global Esports. This is going to be really hard and meticulous for Reckoning Esports to try and come back from, because GE here, they are so comfortable on this Haven map. And Reckoning Esports, we have yet to see a little bit of spark here. And, you know, they've got to do a lot. I mean, now that they are on the attacking side, if they can play their cards right, they can definitely, you know, set the tempo and pace on how they want to manipulate the defenders and definitely get, you know, the attack in their favor.
Yeah, GE, they've done really well to pick up the first 2 rounds, but this is going to be the real test, and you see SK Rossi picking up the operator for that. He'll find the first kill with a really off-angle position, not letting Ion be able to expect where you can find that operator. SK Rossi with that huge investment getting the first blood for GE. They've done really well to get to the double digits so far, but they need to keep going. And Kappa, through the smokes, using knowledge of where the ult point is, gets that kill onto Razor. 5v3 for GE already in this buy round.
Indeed, Reckoning Esports, they have gone for the full buy, but it looks like it's a little bit of a struggle here on Haven. And it doesn't look too good for them. This was their map pick, and Global Esports kind of outsmarting them and outgunning them as well. Now, BRZ gonna push into B site, come right out of their dark cover as he looks for this opportunity to get the spike planted here instead. BRZ could catch them by surprise, but Hellranger just quick finds the headshot. Teflon Mike falls to Hellranger as well. Last man standing is Rio with the Phantom. Spots the Sova, he's gonna spray, and there is the shock dart. He's gonna run and change an angle. Hellranger got the paranoia connected onto him. Rio's in a little bit of danger, but he does shoot Rossi low. Hellranger with a triple kill. Flawless round, and definitely stepping up here. You know, Hellranger on this Omen, he just looks so comfortable, so in his element, and that is the second triple that he has gotten since this second half has started here on the side of defense for Global Esports.
Yeah, and the fact that he's able to get that triple in the buy round is so impactful, because you talk about kills versus impact kills, and all of Hellranger's kills have been, like most of Hellranger's kills have been impact kills. Like, he's able to completely influence the way a round goes with those kills coming in, and Hellranger, the IGL of Global Esports, leading from the front, setting an example for his team. Now, SK Rossi once again with the operator, finds one, finds two. SK Rossi switching up his position from C to C garage, making sure that he's able to make that worth it. Kappa and Hellranger each finding a kill, make it 5v1, and Global, they're looking for a flawless round.
Oh, Rossi ends that off. Flawless round. That's going to be match point for Global Esports as they look to take map number 1. And I think, you know, Reckoning Esports, and there's a huge shift. All the momentum seems to be siphoned away, like siphoned out of Reckoning Esports and into Global Esports. You know, they can't seem to catch a break here, the attackers. And let's see if this will be the last round for them. But we do see buys across the board. And Hellranger will be lucky here on the B side. Let's see if he will be able to frag out of his mind again. I really do hope that, you know, we could at least see a couple of rounds taken by Reckoning Esports just to see, you know, the capability and capacity of them. I mean, Ian and Teflon Mike, they will find a kill for themselves, and Kappa will take down BRZ. Now, this is Global Esports with only 3 members left. They're scrambling for this retake, and Reckoning Esports, they will go for this plant. Teflon Mike and Rio both find kills for themselves, and it's almost like Reckoning Esports realizes that they have nothing to lose, and they're just going at it, completely catching GE by surprise.
We saw earlier in the upper bracket how dangerous this team in Reckoning Esports can be when their backs are against the wall. And in that situation right here, they fight back. They go for the really expensive buy for Ayan, with him getting the operator, and it really pays off. They're able to get the spike plant in A, infiltrate A really fast, get the right trades, and make sure that they are getting the right control of the site. Now with the really good post-plant positions, they're going to be able to secure this round. Skills making the right move, saving the operator off his friend SK Rossi, making sure that he gets to go into the next round, because Global, they have 7 match points left, so it's going to be arduous mountain for Reckoning to climb.
Razor died to the spike. Oh man, what an unlucky chap there. But yeah, that's going to be the 5th round for Reckoning Esports. I like the way they approached that round. It was really fast and quick, and G didn't expect that, because Reckoning, you know, they kind of have more of a slow and very safe approach, but you know, sometimes you just gotta do things reckless. And let's see, you know, I mean, given the name Reckoning Esports, I would expect them to be a little bit more reckless. Let's see how they're gonna take this. See that Reckoning here, Teflon Mike right at the top of the board, but we do see that there's no armor for a couple of the members. They will have an op though on the side of attack. Now this is gonna be BRZ with the Vandal in hand, and he might just look for the first couple of kills if he can. And there is the molly thrown in by Kappa. He had a hunch, and BRZ might just find this kill, but the running back keeps Kappa safe. Now BRZ just gotta move and change up his position, drops the Cypher cage to ensure that he wouldn't die to the op from SK Rossi. Now this is Ian here with the spike, and Rossi picks up the kill onto Rio. Spike has been dropped. Rossi will get that information. And Global Esports still taking their time. They're going to sit back and relax. This is the discipline that we like to see. And Global Esports, they're not going to take any risks. Second kill for SK Rossi. And blinded. But there it is. Ian will return that kill. 3v4 situation. Not entirely impossible for Reckoning, but Kappa does pick up Teflon Mike, and now it looks just a little bit harder now for Reckoning Esports. It might just be over here.
30 seconds
Kappa,
left.
20 HP. Blackhawk, he's going to be taken out by Iron, and this just looks like Reckoning Esports about to come back. 20 seconds left on the board. Iron, he has all his abilities. He sees the spray. Razor takes down Kappa. They've got to plant the spike. 15 seconds left on the clock. The cloud burst. And there it is, a spike will be initiated. Hellranger comes through. He's gonna fire away. Spike has been planted. It's all up to Iron to buy his team a little bit more time. He has the op in hand. He's gonna swap it out for a Vandal. The spike, he's spraying, but Skills takes him out. And that is gonna be Global Esports taking map number 1 for themselves in this best of 3 here in the lower bracket of the quarterfinals.
Razor and Ion do really well to rotate all the way over to A, get that kill onto Kappa, let them get the spike planted. But then this is where I have to say, every time you get a spike planted in a scenario where you plan to just step back really defensive and then play the spike timer, you really need to mark the spike in advance, because you see in this replay, the spike mark in towards the ender part comes wrong, and he's not able to get that spam. Instead, Skills with the knowledge of the spam able to take him down. Global doing really well, the 5-head play really working out, choosing to pick the attacking side instead of picking the map. Now going into the next map, which is their own map, they're looking like the strong favorites to take Reckoning down.
Indeed, you know, Rossi and Hellranger really coming up, and a lot of the kills that Rossi and Hellranger managed to get were really advantageous for Global Esports. Now, to talk more about the game, let's move into Relive the Moment, brought to you by Ideapad Gaming 3 notebook, powered by 4000 series Ryzen processors, perfect for gaming and multitasking. So if you're looking at both these teams, Global Esports and Reckoning Esports, Global was just a lot more consistent. We could see, you know, the teamwork, even the gunning. It was almost like they just had a little bit more firepower, a little bit more mechanics, and I think that's solely because of Rossi and Hellranger, given that the experience that they have in the competitive scene. So, you know, both of them, they picked up some massive kills. Rossi had a moment where he had amazing trigger control, and then Hellranger picking up just multi-kills on the side of defense. These minute details kind of work, and I think Reckoning Esports kind of suffered to get that, or even if they did manage to get, you know, a few multi-kills, it was just really hard for them to translate because they'd be caught off guard. I mean, this was a map pick from Reckoning Esports. Global Esports chose the side. I would think that Reckoning might just do a little bit better, but hey, you know, it happens, and I feel that, you know, there's a lot more that we could see from Reckoning. We've seen their strength and their capabilities, it's just they kind of didn't show this here. And break it down for us, CA.
The difference today is that, like, even though SK Rossi, Hellranger, and Kappa, they were the leaders in terms of the frag board, they've been consistently extremely good in Series 3. My biggest sort of takeaway from Global Esports when they lost earlier against Rebellious was that Skills wasn't on point as a Cypher, like just a bit of difficulty adapting to the role. You can see that he's taken that defeat in heart and just in stride and made leaps and bounds as a player, because Skills was so damn good as a Cypher this time, constantly lurking and finding picks, enabling Global Esports to attack and get that huge advantage in the attacking side. And then similarly in defense, the way he's able to hold down a side, Skills truly defying the odds and becoming an extremely versatile player from Duelist to Sentinel. My biggest takeaway. The second has to be SK Rossi. I mean, Deathmaker was one of the best players we've ever got to see, and to fill in such big shoes, but to do it convincingly, that has to take a lot of skill.
Indeed, you know, and congratulations once again to Global Esports for taking map number 1. And if you guys are supporting Reckoning Esports, not to worry, this is a best of 3. Reckoning can look to try and come back in the next map, and we'll see if Global Esports will maintain that lead. So while we are prepping for map 2, I'd like to let you guys know that there is a massive sale on LG monitors. Links are in the description, and registrations for Series 4 are now live. So you can sign up for the action, which will kick off in November. And remember to watch all of these games, because you can stand a chance to win up to 200 Valorant points. All you got to do is keep a lookout for Nightbot in chat with instructions. So remember to like, subscribe, click that bell icon so you can get in on all the fun. So without further ado, grab a snack, and we'll be back with you guys very shortly with the second map of Global Esports versus Reckoning Esports. Hell Ranger 1 versus 5, and this is going to be Velocity Gaming winning TEC Challenger Series.
The clock is ticking down. Velocity can feel it. Velocity have done
Attackers
it.
win.
3-2. They take the grand finals and are your undisputed champions.
Let me show you how the boss does it.
Decently long, but this game just feels as though it's just gonna be
Only I could see you hide. Don't worry.
HP and a dream right now for them to be immortal. Like I see.
Their backs will be towards at least one of us.
Going down as well. Ordinary guy gets taken out by Black Hole.
Finally, back out in the field.
Looking to push in aggressively with SK Rossi. Will take down 2 as SK.
What would you all do without me?
No, Rossi makes entry.
So there is a chance, but with Rossi getting that kick off, the side has been completely taken over. Skills and Rossi keep them together, and that triple peak just takes house, and Global Esports take the match.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the LG Ultragear TEC Challenger Series 3. Powered by Ideapad Gaming and AMD, we have ACT as our fiber partner and AFK Gaming as our media partner. We're back with map number 2, but this time it is going to be Aggressive joining me. How are you feeling with this matchup up against Global Esports and Reckoning Esports?
That last match I was watching from the sidelines, of course, you may have seen me in the chat a couple of times, but I'm really excited of what the GE and Reckoning Esports are going to be bringing to the table. This is going to be Reckoning's map, so let us see what kind of a strategy they have inbuilt and in store in their strat book, of course, to go up against a juggernaut that is Global Esports.
All right, let's head over to the map screen and have a look at map number 2 and what will be happening. So I'll just like to let you guys know that actually all 3 maps were picked by Reckoning Esports because Global Esports opted to choose the side for map number 1. So in map 1, they chose to start on attacking while Reckoning Esports picked Haven. And we saw that, you know, what CA said was a 5-hit strategy. It kind of worked in favor of Global Esports, so they took map number 1. Now, as for map 2, if anything, we have seen Reckoning Esports with an explosive performance here on Ascent. They should feel a little bit more comfortable here. But GE, you know, knowing them, Rossi particularly, we have seen some of the most amazing plays, very flashy plays indeed, that he has pulled off here on Ascent. So, you know, right now, it could be either way, go for Reckoning or Global. One thing I will say was that Global Esports was just a lot more consistent, and they kind of had more teamwork. They were just a lot more coordinated in map number 1. So I think it's kind of up to Reckoning Esports to kind of pull themselves together in map number 2.
GE as a team, to fight such a juggernaut, you need to be on your A game. Ion needs to step up really heavily to go up against SK Rossi. His jet is probably one of the best jets inside of this entire tournament. And to go up against such a high caliber jet, you need to step up your own game as well. And if you cannot, make sure you have one more player right beside you to make sure that you both take him down. And in a lot of these cases, if you can take down SK Rossi and you can take down Hell Ranger, that gives you such a huge opportunity to take a lot of these fights, to take a lot of these gun battles, and to take a lot of these duels with a lot more confidence in comparison if both of these players were not there. But and of course, being the X factor, which is skills, he comes in hard, he comes in fast, and he's gonna hit you when you don't expect it. And all of these factors, Team Reckoning Esports need to be in such a position that they can actually defend these sides. They need to take those gunfights with confidence and not be scared of what they're going to be bringing to the table. And just as I say it, SK Rossi though comes in with skills coming in right behind him to take down Razor's head, and they're going to be rushing in onto this side. They have control of the entirety of window. Glass has been broken, and they're just going to be breaking it in with skills, raiding headshots here, left, right, and center, taking out Teflon Mike and the Cypher. And Ion, just lonely little Jet sitting in the backline moving forward, and Kappa has that frenzy, just chilling out in heaven.
Now Reckoning Esports off to a rocky start here. Ian will be firing away down to 48 HP. Global Esports, they are still healthy and alive with all members up, but Ian's going to find the kill on Black Hawk, and Rossi will take down the last 2 members of Reckoning. Double kill, 2 headshots, but skills there just coming in massive with that triple kill, and this is what we mean, you know, Global Esports, they have this way of just taking their opponents completely by surprise and going into a shot here and moving into the garden up onto rafters, the little window there. That was something that Reckoning Esports kind of didn't foresee, and they didn't exactly win the gun battles either. So, you know, Reckoning Esports, like you mentioned, aggressive. They can't be afraid to go for these duels, and they have to be sure that they be able to pick up those frags as well. Now, Global Esports with the first round under their belt, Reckoning Esports are forced into an eco. You see here, BRZ with a shotty, connects the shot, but Rossi is quick to pick him off, takes his head right down, and that is going to be Reckoning Esports falling one by one. That's a 1-for-1 trade, and Global Esports planting the spike. This is going to be a tough retake for Reckoning Esports on their eco round.
This is going to be a 3 versus 4 situation going forward into this match. With Razor only having a shotty, he cannot really even break into on this side. This is a Roomba to try and spot out one, but SK Rossi being so low. This is a double peek under heaven. He does not have a gun to take up a lot of these fights. At least know some information at the bare minimum to try and get something done, but Hellraiser being able to take down Razor, and skills coming in from the side of a long just to take down multiple members away from the side of Reckoning Esports. That they're just able to hold strong and extremely well played post plant. With only 1 member going down for the entirety of Global Esports, their economy is going to be looking pretty as well.
I'm particularly interested to see how Reckoning Esports will pull off this bit of defense, as well as, you know, on the side of attack. You know, looking at the team composition, they opted for the Raze on Razor. He is very much comfortable with that agent pick. But, you know, utility seems to be a little bit lacking when it comes to, you know, initiating, going for the attack, flashing your opponents for Reckoning Esports. And GE, they have the Phoenix for that. So we've got to see what Razor can do in his own kind of playstyle with this Raze, how he's going to be able to find the kills. You know, Raze is the type of hero, you can put down the boom bot, it can act as like a little bit of a defensive shield for you. We need to see Razor really step up. If anything, in the upper bracket, when Reckoning Esports were fighting their way through before they got pushed down, we saw that the team composition kind of held them back. But, you know, the fact that they're sticking to this, I'm excited to see what Reckoning will be able to pull out. So now, with these full buys, Reckoning Esports, they can look for a little bit of a comeback, but GE is going to be a tough one to beat.
It's going to be a tough one to beat, and a fast execute going onto the B side. They're going to be rushing through Rio, spamming on through, but not being able to connect. Much of the spam skills does go down just a tiny little bit. Uses the cyber cage to try and block off as many angles as possible, but SK Rossi with that sprayed out, killing off 3 members away from Reckoning Esports, putting them in a ditch of a round that he's gonna have a hard time trying to connect. But SK Rossi, the spray was not true, and that Vandal spray is so hard to control when it goes past that 10th bullet. Ladies and gentlemen, Razor coming up on top on that engagement, but a 4 versus 2 scenario with Hellraiser already waiting with his crosshair lined up on Razor's head to take him down. Rio spot out, Kappa able to get that headshot, but Hellraiser quick on the refract to take him out. And a really convincing round for Global Esports.
That was a really quick attack onto the B side. You know, they got the spike planted and everything, and Rossi there with just that 3k. Insane takedowns, and that is what we mean. GE being able to have these kind of opportunities. SK Rossi is just such a gem of a player, you know, picking off so many opponents. That just means that a lot of the pressure is taken away from your teammates, and we can see why GE is thriving. Reckoning Esports, they got to figure out a way to stop this. Stop SK Rossi when you can. But now Kappa is gonna step up, find the double, and that leaves Reckoning Esports to just scramble their way around. They're looking for this rotation. Rossi mows down the metal door right around the corner. He is going to be met with an angry Sova. Meanwhile, Skills will take down Teflon Mike. 2v4, 1-for-1 trade. Kappa finds the third kill. And Reckoning Esports is just left with BRZ to fend for himself.
BRZ to fend for himself, and Skills already has his phone number slowly creeping up, but he's not gonna opt to go for this martyr angle. BRZ trying to look to do some damage, will probably get spotted out by this overdrone, but he's not gonna get anything with Hell Ranger seeing him out from the corner of its sightlines, from the staircase of B main, being able to take him out. And another really convincing round for Global Esports. Not much to say about this round. It was an eco round for the side of Reckoning Esports. They wanted to do some damage, got one kill onto SK Rossi, but that is all that you can ask for in the long run.
Indeed, now Global Esports with this very dominant entrance here into map number 2, Reckoning Esports, they've got to pick up the pieces and try to find a way to stay in this competition. Now remember, this is the lower brackets of the quarterfinals. It is a best of 3. First map has gone over to GE. Now Reckoning, they have to do whatever it takes. But SK, Rossi, Kappa, they are stepping up. And Iron here can afford the operator. Massive investment coming out from the side of defenders. They have to make this work. With the lack of flashes, they need to work around combos. If they can figure out a way to overlap their abilities, create a lot of distraction, a lot of action happening right in front of GE, they could look to find the frags. But this is going to be a slow approach from the attackers. They're not going to rush. We do see the dark covers coming out. But Reckoning Esports, they're not going to go aggressive. I do feel they might have to be a little bit more unpredictable. But 50 seconds on the clock, there is a lot of time for both these teams.
All the time, but with Kappa coming in with the run it back, he's able to spot an Ion at the bare minimum, knows that the operator is just sitting out on market. Ultron has been used as well. They're probably going to be looking to push on into the side. Spots out one, but the trapwire is going to slow it down just a little while longer. But BRZ with the spray down takes down 2. And Teflon Mike being stuck in such a bad corner. They know his last node position, and Blackhawk comes in strong, using the drone and using his gun skill to take it away. And they have the postman scenario on their side, 3 versus 3 for both ends.
Indeed, you know, Blackhawk finding that kill, making it a more even playing field. It almost looked like Reckoning had the upper hand because it was a 4v3 situation. Now Ayan has the Blade Storm in hand, very much ready. He's just going to check all corners before going on for that full attack onto the A side. Now the spike is ticking. Reckoning has to pick up the pace. Ayan has bust out the operator once again. And Blackhawk here just camping under the rafters, waiting for the unlucky victim to fall to him. Now Razor attempting a defuse, but that was just a little bit of a pump fake. Blackhawk and Skills both find the kill. Last man standing is Iron. He finds one. Blade Storm in hand, but Blackhawk will get a triple. Coming up massive this time. You see Rossi in the spotlight. You see Hell Ranger. It's going to be time for Blackhawk to take a stand.
He took that Sang and he took it hard, taking down 3 members from under that heaven side. He held the site well, he played his cards right, and he of course made sure, even if his teammate died, he had that angle to go for the refrag, and he was in the perfect position at all of these scenarios. And a well executed push, I would say, from their side. And another issue that we had was the Omen just sitting out on the short angle. He could have actually gone to go for another side, maybe just try to run away, maybe try and alleviate some of the pressure to make sure that he kept that 4-man advantage, but he tried to stick it out for just a little while longer, afraid that they would push up. You need to be a lot more decisive in a lot of those situations. You need to remain calm even if one of your team members die. And when you play all of those one-off angles, always remember to try and make sure that you have an exit plan. If anything does go wrong, there has to be an exit plan for every single scenario that you put yourself in Valorant. And just as we said, we're going to be watching Reckoning Esports go again for an eco round. And against a team like Global Esports, how many rounds are you going to be giving them? And we all know how amazing of a defense Global Esports plays when it comes to a map like Ascent. And this is just going to hurt so much towards the sides of Reckoning Esports.
Indeed, you know, having an exit plan is one of the key things, and I think that kind of sets you apart from players that aren't as experienced. But that's going to be Rossi and Kappa both finding a kill right on site. Now Iron emerges from the dark cover, but Rossi is just too quick and takes down his clone. Reckoning Esports down 2 members. Not too much to worry about. It was an equal round for the defenders. But, you know, we can see a little bit of a higher bit of mechanical skill coming out from GE. And you know, hey, it happens. Rossi is going to find the 3rd kill onto BRZ, and Hellraiser is going to wrap that up in what is a flawless round for Global Esports. Stepping in and picking up 6 rounds just in the first half. Now, Reckoning Esports, there is a lot that they have to do, and GE just catching them off guard by surprise. I do hope to see Reckoning kinda go aggressive for once here on defense, because, you know, now they're playing a very safe position. They are playing very safe, and they're like, hey, okay, if GE takes over the site and they go for the plant, we can still go for a retake. You know, it's not that bad. But for all these 6 rounds, GE has been doing that and been coming out on top. I think it's kind of time to go back to the drawing board and kind of rethink the strategy. Instead of letting GE go for that plant, why not try to stop them before they can? And that requires you to kind of live and pick off these kills, so they have to anticipate just a little bit more.
Anticipating it, but to execute on a team like Global Esports, you have to have no fear. And just as I said, Ion taking down 1, gets paranoid off though, and this is just gonna hurt so much. He spots out BRZ, just chilling out of that back corner. Hellraiser being able to take one on the Teflon Mike. And the Hunter's Fury has been used, has his sights set on Kappa, but not going to be able to find it. Odin in hand, he tries to go in for the scope in to try and kill off Rio, but Ion is able to refrag his teammate. But in a 3 versus 2 scenario, both players on Heaven. Firewall has been used as well. They're in such a bad scenario. If 1 peak coming out from there, and audio cues have been heard of Ion screaming, and this is just going to be one of those save rounds for the side of Reckoning Esports.
Oh, Ion, and now he's just backing away with Razor, and this will be the 7th round secured for Global Esports. Wow, Reckoning Esports here not having too much of a great time, and it's, you know, I'm still trying to look for that silver lining. If anything, there still is the second half for Reckoning Esports, but they've got to pick up some rounds, and, you know, with Global Esports reaching 7 points for themselves, it's almost looking a little bit more bleak for Reckoning.
It's quite bleak indeed, and just as I said before, like, how many rounds are you gonna give away to Global Esports? Them as a team, they are extremely good on when it comes to attack, but they're extremely good when it comes to defense as well. So you need to play your cards right, you need to play it smart, and in this scenario, this just seems quite bleak and quite dark for the side of Reckoning Esports. They need to try and take the fight, they need to try and take the initiative, and they need to have the level of confidence that Team Global Esports is showing. Yes, maybe you're gonna lose a lot of these gun duels. It can happen, but play for the trades, play as a team. Just try and go for them, try and make the plays, and try and not be too safe. What do you have to lose in the long run? At least you're gonna be trying something at the very least against a juggernaut that is Global Esports.
Indeed, you know, I think that actually sums it all up pretty well. Now, Reckoning Esports, we do see a little bit more aggression there on the side of a lobby, and GE might just go for that rotate and come into contact with some of the members from Reckoning Esports. So let's see how this is going to play out. It's about to be juicy as this rotation is coming in. Teflon Mike hiding behind the crate, but Hellraiser Mike's the kill onto Ion. And Teflon Mike here, trigger control for Teflon Mike. That's going to be a triple. Insane. That is what exactly Reckoning Esports needs to do to catch Global Esports off guard. Brilliant display of skill. Reckoning Esports, they have it in them. They just got to be on their toes. Now, what is GE going to do to answer back to this? A little bit of a position change from Teflon Mike. But there it is. He might just come into attack again. Right, Teflon Mike might find the ace, but no, it's going to be a 4K. And Razor is there to back him up. This is what we need to see from Reckoning Esports. They have it in them, but GE, it's almost like GE played all these mental games and shot the confidence of Reckoning down. And hey, I'm not mad, because if that is how you're going to play it, GE is doing perfectly fine. But right there is where Reckoning kind of was a step ahead.
I have to give so much to the side of Teflon Mike. This level of trigger discipline is what you need to be seeing coming out from players of this caliber. And just as I said, play unexpected. Team Global Esports, they're such a disciplined team. The more unexpected you play, the better you're gonna be getting, and this is just what I mean. The showstopper picking out SK Rossi, I am taking one as well from the side, and it feels as though Reckoning Esports have been entirely invigorated. Trades are coming in left, right, and center, and Global Esports have their back against the wall, and Team Reckoning, they are putting their hammer down and saying, nope, this is not happening, this is our map, and we're gonna take it away from you.
Indeed, you know, but one thing that they've got to be careful about is that, hey, you can be unpredictable, but you've got to switch it up. Be unpredictable, be disciplined, mix that up into concoction where the enemy cannot read who you are as a player and who all of you are as a team. And that is ultimately what makes a strong team. And that's going to be Teflon Mike finding the triple kill with the backstab. Reckoning Esports, they find the second round for themselves, but hey, we can get hyped over Reckoning Esports, kind of trying to get the ball back in their court, but Global Esports still with the 5-round lead. Let's see how they're going to answer back, but Razor there picking up that kill with the showstopper here on this replay we can see was exactly what was needed, and then Ion and Teflon just kind of chiming in, and wow, but GE, they're going to be mad, and we can see SK Rossi changing up their positioning just a little bit there, and this is going to be GE's answer. Let's see how this pans out here, aggressive.
Pushing in fast, and they're going to be pushing in hard. They are mad, and they're like, okay, we have the better mechanical skill, we are just going to be rushing you down. Has a lot of damage being done though. Extremely well placed shock darts from our favorite boy on the Sova, but this long run, how much is this gonna help? They're playing it slow again, and this is gonna hurt a lot towards the side of Global Esports. They're playing it disciplined, they're playing it really slow. Rio does get spotted out by the Owl drone. Hunter's Fury has been used to try and force him out of position, to try and see if he can get him into a corner, but they're gonna be able to find a recon bolt is in hand. Probably gonna spot out one at the bare minimum, but they're gonna be slowly moving forward. Spots out two. He's probably gonna go in for the Odin Slam. Here's the dash coming out from SK Rossi to get out of that corner, and they're second outing themselves one more time, and another rotation play coming out from Global Esports.
Careful now.
And that is going to be Rio backing away. It's not very common where you see competitive gameplay where a player is going to take out Odin. But Rio here, he has consistently bought it, and it seems like he might have
30 seconds
something
left.
interesting brewing in that pot of stew that he's making there in the boathouse in B. But we do see him rotating, and there's going to be Teflon Mike watching the A short. Now Hellranger coming in onto the A side, but Razor's going to get 2 kills on this heavy defense. Ion chimes in. That's going to be a double for Ion. Global Esports dropping the ball here as Reckoning Esports has kind of figured out, hey, we need to do something different. We're putting it into action. We had 2 rounds where we were completely unpredictable, but now we're just going to take it back a notch. And that has caused a little bit of confusion for GE as Reckoning picks up their 3rd round. So we're going to wait for Global Esports to kind of break this, you know, new mental space that Reckoning Esports is in. But nonetheless, that was a very exhilarating round to see.
I think then the main issue that they had tried to push into here, I think you noticed it as well. Kappa, being the flasher, was just chilling out on B main, and they all tried to push through a smoke dry. What do you think is gonna happen? Someone is gonna be sitting on that heaven side. There is an operator, and there is Razor, who has your crosshair just trained on your head. And he's just gonna pop you in a matter of seconds if you don't play your cards right. We're gonna be seeing Rio though just spamming through on this B side, and going up against the Sova on this B side is nearly impossible, and this is why you see this Odin pick come out. Odin is not a throw gun. This is to me an S tier gun when it goes into the hands of a very experienced player like Rio, who has that Sova in hand, and we come in, timing in onto Teflon Mike, taking one on the Hellranger, and Aya just taking out SK Rossi, but Skills has that headshot potential on his side, able to take down Ion on that operator, but on a 4 versus 3 scenario, this is gonna hurt so much for their side. They're gonna try and break onto this B side, but 2 awaiting flares. They're just gonna be sitting it out. Burrs, BRZ just waiting it out, trying to find one, but Blackhawk is able to hit that shot before him, but they're not checking Boathouse. But yes, Boathouse has been checked by Kappa. They're able to take the entirety of the B side to themselves. 3 versus 2 scenario. Blackhawk extremely low, and Oppo take it away.
Now Global Esports is almost like they've regained their thoughts on what they have to do. Successful plan this time. Reckoning Esports, they are scrambling, and there's only a couple more rounds till we will see the second half. Now Razor gonna make his way in just peeking very slowly, inching his way step by step. Now Razor is going to give off those audio cues. There is a sneaky one right behind the crates. Razor, he does spray, and that was a good bit of prediction. Now Teflon Mike comes in, he picks up a kill. It's down to this 1v1, and Razor's going to come out on top. He's going to go for this defuse. Does he have the time? It is going to blow, and that is so unfortunate for Reckoning Esports as GE manages to secure this 8 rounds for themselves. So Reckoning Esports, you were almost there, but GE, they had that in the bag.
They played that so well and so perfectly, and I have to give it to Razor. That 6 cents just chiming in so hard. He was able to take down skills was the deciding factor, but if Teflon Mike was able to get that kill onto Kappa, they had such a good chance of defusing that spike. But of course, a lot of the fights that happened here was just lost gun battles. Some of the gun battles that they were losing, like Ion getting killed because of skills, got caught off guard, and on other scenarios we have seen them getting caught off guard and losing a lot of these gun duels. But in the long run, it was all working out. Just as SK, though, Razor able to take down one. SK Rossi going hyper aggressive with the knives in hand, is able to take down multiple different remembers. Switches up to the operator though, close range shot. He's able to take down one. He's looking for another one, but with an operator to the side of PRC, he's not going to be able to fight it when PRC goes in with a no scope, able to take him down. But Skills way too quick on the refrag, and SK Rossi, he was mad. He was like, why did I have to die at the very beginning stages of this fight? And I want to show everyone on stream what I can do as a player. To take out the knives, goes bam bam, left, right, center. That is what you want to see from a Western style showdown.
Now the first half has just got over, and 9-3, highly in favor of Global Esports. But I love the way that they approached that last round. GE just went in ham, went in crazy. SK Rossi rained down from above with those daggers. That is truly deadly, you know. The moment you hear that, get out of my way, coming up from the side of GE, you have got to be careful. Now, this will be the second half. We will see Reckoning on attack and Global on the side of defense. Pistol round is all up to accuracy, but Reckoning very much ready to go for what looks like a possible quick rush onto the B side. And with 3 defenders stacked on the side of A, this could turn out to be pretty interesting. Now here on the scoreboard, we see Rossi and Skills just completely playing out of their minds. And as for Reckoning, they are still trying to look for, you know, some good footing in this map number 2. Now this is going to be Razor with the paint shell in hand. The recon bolt going to spot him out. And Reckoning Esports just pulling it back a notch, making it seem like they are leaving. We see the dark cover set out by Hellranger. Razor just going to pop that blue bot and be the first to find that opportunity. Now Blackhawk firing away. Hellranger picks up a double kill and some amazing defense. Blackhawk fights Teflon Mike. And that is Reckoning Esports with only 2 members left standing. Razor will get the spike planted, but Global Esports, they are mad. All 5 members coming down on 2 side. Razor picks up Blackhawk. Is he going to pick up this next kill? Razor falls to Hellranger, and Global Esports will find double digits for themselves. Reckoning, we see that you guys are trying your hand and pulling out something different, but I do think that a little bit more practice is required, as Global Esports, they just look so much more consistent, so much more dominant as well.
I'd say that their gunplay for the side of Global Esports is just phenomenal compared towards the side of Reckoning Esports, and a lot of these duels are just going out when it comes to the mechanical sense, less of game sense, and it's more towards the side of mechanics. Razor, look at the dance of death coming out from Hellranger. He's like left, right, left, right. He's dancing the changa, and he's making sure he's shooting at the same time. He is hitting all of his shots onto Razor, even if he's doing the dance, and even if he's strafing, he's counter-strafing so well, and he is just so potent and so amazing when it comes to the mechanical sense. But this is going to be so dangerous if BRC opts to push through this smoke. Just waiting it out, seeing if there is anyone who wants to push through this smoke angle. But Hellranger, being disciplined, is going to hold it out, and Kappa takes out 3, making a 4. He's looking for an ace, but Hellranger's like, nah, man, you ain't getting an ace this time, boy. Sit down. I'm going to get the last kill, making it 11-3 for the side of Global Esports. And that spray down on that Spectre was so beautiful to watch. And that is how you have to play Valorant, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure that your enemy knows that you are the mechanical god and they need to sit down.
Oh my goodness, you know, if anything, Kappa I do believe that he is one of the most experienced players, one of the oldest
That's
coming out
right.
from the side of Global Esports, and he had a quote the last time that he's been milking people for the longest time in the FPS competitive gaming scene, and that was just a glimpse of what Kappa can potentially do. But it's great to see Kappa just step up, considering that, you know, he does appear in the spotlight sometimes, and sometimes he doesn't, but hey, you know, Kappa, he is a component to GE. When you think about Global Esports, Hellranger and Kappa, they have been the constant since Series 1. Now, this will be the next round here. Full buys for both sides. Rossi with the op, and Reckoning Esports already losing BRZ in the start of the round. That is going to be tough. But we see Kappa here spraying away, and Hellranger will pick up Rio across the map. Hellranger here going for the duel, but Razor's going to come out on top, and Blackhawk is there for the return kill on what looks like an Ares. Not common, but it's happening. Seems like the Sofas here have pretty, you know, creative buys. First the Odin from the side of Reckoning, and now the Ares. They love their machine guns. Now Iron moving in onto the platform here on the east side, and he's going to be taken off guard by Skills. Last man standing against Teflon Mike on the Vandal, and this is going to be a tough fit for him, as
30 seconds
all
left.
his players, his teammates, they're gone. It's just a 1v4 situation. He's still going to go for it. No saving. We have nothing to lose. And Teflon Mike picks up the kill onto Skills. He's going to toss out the Paranoia. It's not going to quite connect on a surprise member right in Boathouse. And Blackhawk with the Ares guns him down. And that is going to be match point for Global Esports.
Match point.
As you said, like, it's not really an interesting buy, I would say. Sova buys, when you think of a Sova, Ares and Odin, these are very normal buys on a map such as Ascent, just because you can go for the wall penetration. The main reason why Ares is picked up in comparison to every other gun when it comes to a Sova, when it comes to an Ascent on B side, you can single-handedly hold the entirety of B and no one needs to come with you. You have the recon bolt, you have your shock darts, and you have your owl drone to set up all of the kills that you need just through that one wall, and your teammates just need to hold mid and they can stack up onto that A side. Having the Ares buy, it's not a bad thing if you're playing a Sova. Do not buy an Ares unless you play Sova. I am repeating, just don't. And you're going to be moving forward into this fight with that advantage for the fact that, okay, I have high wall penetration and I can kill anyone. And using Sova, you can spot out multiple people using your recon bolt, using your shock darts, using your owl drone, and that does give you that advantage in comparison to the enemy team. And just as we are going to be talking about this, they're going to be rushing in probably onto this A side. And yes, Razor is trying to look for something with a showstopper, but they're not giving him anything with SK Rossi taking down Teflon Mike, and Skills coming on the side, showing who's the better sniper, taking down BRZ, and they're in such a bad scenario, ladies and gentlemen. GE, they're hoping to close it out. Razor able to take down one. He's going to be able to take down two. Switches down to the jumping classic, and Ion comes in huge to save his teammate
Rossi.
Razor. But
Ninja.
Rossi, he's just gonna take the spike! And oh my god, ladies and gentlemen, he's
Rossi!
gonna be able to clutch it out! SK Rossi trusting Skills so much in that scenario. He's gonna be able to find it, and GE take it down with style, with an amazing clutch from the two best friends on GE.
What was that ninja diffuse? It was almost like Rossi was like, all right, guys, you know what? I'm just gonna go for it. You guys can have all that fun, that little party up there in Rafters. But, you know, Skills here, watching the back of Rossi while he did this, I think that was really quick decision-making coming out from the side of Global Esports. And that is just what you would love to see. Quick look at the scoreboard. Rossi stepping up massive, and Razor as well for the side of Reckoning Esports. But ultimately, congratulations, Global Esports, as you have made it over to the semifinals here from the lower brackets. It was a tough one. And big ups to Reckoning Esports for doing their absolute best. Now let's move on into Relive the Moment, brought to you by Ideapad Gaming 3 notebook, powered by 4000 series Ryzen processors, perfect for gaming and multitasking. Let's just break down what we saw here in this best of 3 between Global Esports and Reckoning Esports. So, you know, overall, I do feel that Global Esports kind of had a very dominating performance. In the first map, I believe the scoreline was 13-5, and now in the second map was 13-3. So GE, they definitely had the upper hand. They had more experience, and you know, Reckoning is kind of like also a new kid on the block. We haven't quite seen them make it this far in Series 2 and Series 1. So this is just the beginning for Reckoning, and I do feel that they are on the right track for success. We have seen some amazing moments, you know, from Razor, from Teflon Mike, they pull off some great highlights throughout the entirety of this series. So they look like a promising team. If anything, I would give a little bit of advice to Reckoning Esports to just sharpen up on their teamwork, communication, and really just backing up one another. What are your afterthoughts here after this game? Aggressive.
My afterthoughts would be that they're not really playing with a lot of confidence. Like, when you saw Reckoning just dive in, they were so freaking confident in their abilities to take some of these moves. And Ion, he has so much confidence when he has the operator, but he does not have the same level of confidence when he has a bangle, when he has a rifle, when he has a pistol. You need to try and work on that. Me as a player as well, whenever I play Valorant, when I have the operator, I don't care if you're Immortal, I don't care if you're Radiant, I will take the fight with you in every single scenario. But when I had the rifle, initially, I always had the same issue. I was afraid to take a lot of the gun duels. And you need to work on yourself on that. A lot of these players have those certain type of guns, and Razor, nothing really much to say. You just need to hone your mechanical skills as well as your game sense. You have amazing game sense, but mechanically, you just need to step up a bit more, and you could have taken a lot of these duels. Every single one of these players, they are so mechanically talented, but against a caliber, against a team of global esports caliber, you need to improve so much more, and that is what the Challenger Series is there for. You can increase yourself as a team, you can increase your potential as a player as well. You can gain the experience and come back even stronger. That is why we have multiple series coming out as well, ladies and gentlemen. So sign up for the next series, and we already know that who's going to be joining in the next series is going to be Reckoning Esports.
Indeed, even the 3 rounds in map number 2 that we saw Reckoning Esports did take, it was really exciting because it looked like they were different just for that split second, and that was when they took that risk. So Reckoning Esports, all the best to you guys. We hope to see you all in Series 4. But Global Esports, congratulations once again for making it to the semi-finals. So that is all for today, and this actually is the end of the quarterfinals, and we will start with the upper bracket of the semi-finals tomorrow. So remember to like and subscribe and click that bell icon so you get notifications whenever we are live, and you can join in the giveaway. We are giving away up to 200 Valorant points for every game that you watch. So there is also a massive sale on LG monitors, and Series 4 registrations are now live, which kicks off in November. So links are in the description. Follow our socials, do all of that. The description is a great place. It has all the interesting links for you guys. So without further ado, that is the end for today. Thank you for joining us. My name was Apollonia. I was your host and caster, and joining me was Aggressive caster and analyst. And we hope to see you guys tomorrow. Take care, good night, and happy gaming.
Let me show you how the boss does it.
Decently long, but this game just feels as though it's just going to be
Only I could see you hide. Don't worry.
HP and a dream right now for them being immortal. Like I see.
Their backs will be towards at least one of us.
Going down as well. Ordinary guy gets taken out by Black Hawk.
Finally, back out in the field.
Looking to push in aggressively with SK Rossi. Will take down 2 as SK.
What would you all do without me?
No, Rossi makes sense.
Still, there is a chance, but with Rossi getting that kick off, the side has been completely taken over. Their skills and Rossi keep them together, and that triple peak just takes house, and Global Esports take the match.
I'm running out of time, every day goes by so fast. And every moment counts, baby, I don't wanna miss a thing. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, or hang out in hotel bars, driving somewhere in your car. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, under the stars. take my hand. And we don't need to do the things we don't want to do. Baby, while we're young, baby, while we're I'm running out of time, every day goes by so fast. And every moment counts, baby, I don't wanna miss a thing. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, or hang out in hotel bars, driving somewhere in your car. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, under the stars. take my hand. And we don't need to do the things we don't wanna do.